Hello everybody, it's Sarah, and today I have a very exciting announcement to make. I just realized that in the previous video I filmed I said something wrong, but anyway. Today's video is an announcement for a read-along because like half a month-ish I made a call out, or like I made a tweet out, I guess, on Twitter asking if there's anybody interested in hosting a very specific read-along with me. That read-along being of the Kushiel series by Jacqueline Carey, so 3 trilogies in total, the 2 Kushiel's legacy trilogies, which are Phaedra's trilogy as well as Imriel's trilogy, and then also the Nama trilogy. Because I did of course reread Phaedra's trilogy in 2022, and I don't know, I just felt like I needed a boost in motivation to continue on with this series. Not because I don't absolutely love Phaedra's trilogy, but you know, sometimes it's hard to continue on with series, especially if there's as many books as in the Kushiel universe series. I don't know what to call it. And 3 lovely people answered my call for co-hosts. The first of those is Cleo from Bemused Bookworm, the second is Jolene from Jolene Reads, and the third is Michaela, either from Biomica. I'm sorry. I'm really sorry, Michaela, but or Le Livre Ouvert. So she has both a French and an English YouTube channel, booktube channel, and of course I will leave all their channels linked down below because they are lovely people. And so we decided that the 4 of us together in 2023 are gonna start hosting a read-along for the Kushiel series. And as I said, the Kushiel series consists currently of 3 series. The first of those being Phaedra's trilogy, which is made up of Kushiel's Start, Kushiel's Chosen, as well as Kushiel's Avatar. The second trilogy, which is Imriel's trilogy, which consists of Kushiel's Scion, Kushiel's Justice, and Kushiel's Mercy. Then we have the third trilogy, which is the Nama trilogy, which I need to look up the titles for, to be honest. I obviously, as always, am very well organized. I have the titles here somewhere. So the third trilogy, the Nama trilogy, consists of Nama's Kiss, Nama's Curse, and Nama's Blessing. I'm not exactly sure which characters from the first series that one follows. And then there's supposedly a 4th trilogy coming, which starts with Cassiel's Servant, which is coming out this summer, which obviously as soon as we're done with the other 3 trilogies we will get into that one as well. But the Cassiel trilogy is supposedly coming out in August. We don't have a cover of it yet. However, it's not supposed to be a new trilogy. At least the first book is going to be a retelling of stuff that happens in the first book, but from a different point of view, because these books are told in first-person perspective. So now that you know which books we intend to read, let me first tell you what these books are about, and after that I will go more into the details. Also, if you don't really know what this series is about, and if you need some thoughts on the series, I did recently do a full review of this series, so I will leave that link down below and up there, because actually in fact I won't necessarily be joining the read-along for the first 3 books. I mean, I will still be there in the channels, because it's all happening on Discord. I will still be there on the channels giving my thoughts, but I won't be rereading them because I finished my reread of all 3 books in 2022. But now, what is this first series about? In this first series, as the name suggests, Phaedra's trilogy, we follow a character named Phaedra. This is set in a country where the most important tenet that people live by is love as thou wilt. And so some of the most important organizations within this country, aside from, you know, the royal houses and the nobles, are the so-called night courts. These houses are places where people go for pleasure and for courtesans. Phaedra is born into one of those night courts and is also reared as a child of the night courts. That is until she is about 9 to 11 years old when her bond, because if you're born into the night court, you're kind of a servant of the night court and you're beholden to them until you have earned back your bond. So her bond one day is bought by a man, by a royal, who takes her into his house and kind of continues her training in the arts of pleasure on the one hand. So she does continue her training at the night courts or in the arts of the night court. However, he also gives her different training, and that is knowledge of politics and knowledge of how to spy. And so as Friedrich grows up, she becomes a courtesan spy. At least that's how most synopses describe it. She becomes a courtesan spy. She becomes the eyes and ears of the person who bought her bond, who has since then become like a father to her, with maybe a bit of a different infatuation there as well. And she becomes his eyes and ears in the bedrooms of the royals of the country. And that is also how she becomes embroiled in the politics of her country and maybe gains some enemies that she otherwise wouldn't have gained. So that is the rough setup of this first series. And yeah, so now that you know what the series is about, let me give you the deets on the read-along. So first of all, where can you find us? Where can you join the read-along? Obviously, just follow us on Twitter and on YouTube and stuff. I mean, that's not mandatory, but it's certainly helpful. But the main place where we will have the read-along is in the Discord of my book club, which is of Queens, Witches and Valkyries, and that book club you will find linked down below. I have channels open for all 3 books already. Then aside from that, we will probably also do a live show once we've finished each book, but once we have the details on the live shows and when they will happen and everything, I will make then announcements in videos once again. Announcements also on Twitter, and obviously we will also share that in the Discord. And in terms of how fast we're reading these books are quite chunky. So the first book is almost 900 pages. I think the shortest book I have here is around 750 pages. So yeah, this one is about 720, 730 pages. So these are all quite chunky books. Because of that, so that people don't fall behind and that we don't end up being stressed as well, we decided to have 2 books per month. So as far as the first 3 books goes, that schedule is now in January and February. We're going to be reading Kushiel Start. In March and April, we will be reading Kushiel's Chosen. And in May and June, we will be reading Kushiel's Avatar. That obviously means that this read-along will be going into 2024, but you know, as long as we all have fun, that's amazing. So yeah, I think that was all the details that I had to share. So now that that's out of the way, tell me in the comments down below, are you interested in joining this read-along? Has this maybe been a series that you've been meaning to read for a long time? Again, all the links to all the other co-hosts will be in the description box down below. Also, if you want to know my thoughts on the series already, before going into it, my review will be down below, and obviously the links to my book club are down below. And yeah, with all of that, all that's left to say is I hope you'll join us, and I hope you'll end up loving these books as much as I do. Bye.